The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the March 9th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, hey, we've got you covered there too. You can always let those fingers do the walking. Go ahead and send me an email like Ken and David have already. Send it to Steve at TFNN.com. And inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, you got the Dow up 713 points. All the U.S.N.Cs trading to the upside. S&P 108, NASDAQ 419, Russell's up 54, Semi's up 120, Trend is up 437. That's over 2%, 2%, 3%, 3%. So we've got a nice rally. But what does the rally really mean? That's what we're going to go figure out. You got the spot volatility down nearly 9%. It's off $3, trading at 32.11, but still above its 50-day exponential moving average. You've got gold trading down $51, 19.91 is the print there. Silver down 92 cents, 25.97. Light sweet crude off about $11, 112 is where it's printing. Natural gas is flat. It's up a penny. 453 is where it's at, and the 30-year Treasury down 26 at 156.14. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's go take a look at the equity futures out here. We'll begin by taking a look at the 8-panel chart. So if you look at the monthly chart, up, you've got a TD9 count top, price below the oscillator and change line. Longer term, this says that price still could be pulling back to 37.2050. It won't do that until price would have closed below 41.2675. That is a TD9 count breakout level for the weekly time frame. We can see how 3 weeks ago, price got back, it held that level, created a bullish hammer candle, telling us it's trying to form a bottom. But we don't have a bottoming pattern. There's no A to B equals CD. There's no Rhodes momentum indicator. There's no TD9 count. There could get to a TD9 count if we push below the low from February 28th, and we do that either this week or next week. Then you could get to a TD9 count bottom. If you look at the ES Mini, you already have a TD9 count bottom for the daily time frame. And the bottom is still in place out here. That will remain in place unless price closes below that low. That would be the low of February 28th. Now, as we speak right now, we do not know what the end of the day will look like, but right now, price is taking on that red oscillator and change line. The oscillator and change line is printing out at 42.59. If price closes above that, I'm not talking 42.60. But it's got to close, well above 42.59. Then you'll have a close above that. It suggests that a further counter trend move could take place. Where would price likely head to? You'd have to say that 43.69 level looks like a pretty good area where price has found support in the past. 30-minute time frame chart, doing the play-by-play. As we came into the 1 o'clock session, there was a TD9 count top that had formed the half-hour bar at 12:30. You got to close above that bar. So that is a strong momentum move to the upside signal. Price may pull back, but you'd expect it to find support at around 42.71. That's a 30-minute green oscillator and change line. If price closes below that, then you'd be looking for a move maybe to 42.46, maybe even 42.30. That's not its message right now. So 60-minute chart says, hey, I got up to 42.90 and a quarter. That has proven to be resistance. So you've got that. You have the TD9 count top on the 30-minute chart. So the key number I would say to watch to the upside is going to be 42.90.25. If price is able to close above that, well, then you're going to have a bullish message because a level of resistance will have failed, and price should continue to move higher. You're in bar number 8 on the 2-hour time frame. This 2-hour chart bar closes, I believe, at 2 o'clock. Let me just confirm that for you. So this is more for coming into the close. So at 2 o'clock, you've got bar number 8. You need bar number 9. That would be at 4 o'clock. So really, that would be where you could set the top on a 2-hour time frame chart out there. But that likely would not see some type of pullback coming into the close. If anything, this would be suggesting a move higher into the close. And I would say that would be confirmed with a close above 42.90.25 out there. What happens if price gives it up, regardless of what these short-term time frame charts are saying, and we close back below the daily oscillator and change line? Then a key level of resistance will have held out there. And that's really all that you need to know from these ES mini charts. Let's go from here. And let's go take a look at what's going on inside the NQs. So as we take a look at the daily or the 8-panel multi-time frame chart, the NQs have a TD9 count, Rhodes momentum indicator top for the monthly time frame. Suggests that price could be targeting 12,207 longer term. We'll know that that would be a likely outcome if price were to close below 13,462.25. That is the weekly breakout area. So the NQ is set up much like the ES mini. Now the NQ, the difference here in the NQ is the NQ on a weekly basis does have a bottom pattern. It has a confirmed TD9 count bottom. That occurred last week. You still can get a lower low on the bar following bar number 9, or even that bar number 8 could still be tested as long as there's a close above it. Then that bottom pattern remains in effect. So the NQ's got the bottom from the weekly time frame. What we'd be looking for to signal some type of intermediate term low is that same type of bottom pattern or some type of bottom pattern on the weekly chart for the ES mini. And that's also for the YM. The Russell 2000 on a weekly basis, even though I'm not showing you the chart, it already has a buy the D point. It was confirmed with the hammer candle. Back to the daily time frame here for the NQ. We can see that price is trading above its red oscillator and change line. That would suggest if it can close above this 13,589 level, a move to 13,900, and maybe a move up towards that 14,484 area. The 30-minute chart here, let me open this up just a tad. We've got no type of pattern here, no topping signal. The 60-minute time frame chart does have a TD9 count pattern that was negated. So it existed for about an hour. In that last hour coming into the 1 o'clock time frame, it got negated. Prices above its TD9 count breakout level. That's at the 13,694 area. That suggests that we move higher. An additional confirmation of moving higher would be a close above the top of the profile for the 2-hour time frame, and that's at 13,753. So if you get that, you should expect and anticipate a further move. That further move should take the NQ up to the 14,010 level. I don't see anything else out. Well, I'd say it would be between 13,879 and 14,010. Nothing else that I see here that's worthwhile to pay attention to on the NQ charts. Real quickly here, I'll put up the Russell 2000 charts as we go to the breakout here. But it's got the weekly buy the D point, A to B equals CD. It was a hammer candle from 3 weeks ago. You're getting a bottom signal on the daily time frame for the Russell. That is, if we get this three-river Morningstar pattern at the end of the day, that will confirm its Rhodes momentum indicator signal. The 30-minute chart says you've got a valid TD9 count top to watch. If price takes out the well, I'll tell you what the level is when we get back from this break. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 753, S&P's up 115. Back to that Russell 2000 set of charts out here. 2021-30 is the number. If you close above that on a 30-minute basis, on a 30-minute bar, then you've got a failed or a negated. TD9 count suggests a strong momentum move is still underway. The next resistance level is really where price is trading at. And you get back to that 2-hour time frame chart, and that's at the 2022 area. That's the TD9 count breakdown area. Now, this bar is going to end at 2 p.m., another 42 minutes from now. And that's going to become bar number 8. So you can form a TD9 count top with bar number 8 in place. You still have to complete bar number 9, but that would be your resistance level. And the 240 is in bar number 9 as we speak right now. So those are the 2 time frames that I'd be focused on if you are trading the Russell 2000. Now, we've got a number of questions that have come in. So before I get too far behind, which it looks like I'm already behind, let's start getting to those, and we'll come back to the other charts. Maybe some of the requests out here are going to lead us into some of the other future contracts. So let's begin and go to, we're going to try this out, try to stick with this 8-panel set of charts here. And the first request is coming in from yesterday, and it is ticker symbol LAC. My apology, I don't remember what LAC is, Los Angeles Chargers. No, that's not it. It is the Lithium America Corporation out there. Now, I don't recall what the request was, but we can see that price is basically trading or consolidating with inside its weekly profile. So the trading range is between 2306 and 2922. I don't know that there's a whole heck of a lot more out there. A real resistance level is its TD9 count breakdown level on the daily time frame. That would be 3079. If price can close above the top of the daily profile, which is where it's traded into right now, the top of that profile is exactly at 2759. You're at 2749. So closing about 2759 could get you back up to 3079. But I just see a good old-fashioned consolidation. The 195-minute chart as a TD9 count, bottom, 2 of them. So price, this is suggesting price moves up to $29 out there. 130-minute chart, they got a TD9 count bottom, price at resistance, 2772. So you'd be looking for price to clear that. That's all I really see with regard to LAC. So I hope that helps you out. The second request for your ticker symbol, CLEAN. So let's open up. No, that's not it. Shoot, it's CLNE. Now I don't know what my system's going to do. See, that's the problem. Stevie, you screwed up. But life is happening for us, so that for us is, I think, a little bit of a breakout here. But CLNE is Clean Energy Fuels. And while I just screwed that up, we're going to go to Plan B. And Plan B would be take a look at the 3-panel charts out there. Okay, so we'll get that. Hopefully I can get the white ones. I know I can. It's just a matter of time to get those things back up here. But with regard to Clean Energy Fuels, price above the top of the daily and weekly profiles. You're back inside the monthly. So this could be suggested to move up to 1107. There's an A to B equals CD pattern on the daily time frame. Let's go ahead and put that pattern in here. Your A point beginning at the low from January 24th. Your B point is the high from February 10th. Your C point down here on February 24th. So you've made the 1-to-1 level. And all that means is that price, until it forms a bearish reversal candle, that would be the key, that price may go to its next price projection level. That's at 866. So completed 1-to-1. I would say more likely than not, it's a 52% retracement. Price is on the left side of the C to D leg. That would suggest to me that price wants to make a move to the 1.272 area, and that is up at the 866 range. Now, I've got the white background charts back, so let's get back to those, because really they provide us with perhaps a little bit more clarity with regard to any other patterns that might be out there. So let's get that screen. Go live. I think we should see that now. And would I be paying attention? So you've got the completed 1-to-1 A to B equals CD, and you do have a TD9 count. So here's the cool thing about this. So far, the high of the pattern is yesterday. It looks like by about a penny or so. The high of yesterday, 829. The high of today, 829. Okay, so 829 is in. Now, if you get a higher high today, you want to make a note of that, because if you see price trading above that tomorrow, and especially if it closes above that tomorrow, you'll negate the TD9 count top and talk about or generate a strong momentum move to the upside out here. So it does have it has one valid topping signal. That'll be completed by day's end. It's got a potential with regard to that daily A to B equals CD. So just pay attention to that. Short of getting a bearish reversal candle, price is likely to hit higher, except that TD9 count top says you might see a pullback to its daily oscillator and change line. So I would prepare for a retracement back to 737 unless price closes above the high of today's session. Tomorrow, then that says strong momentum move to the upside. The third record, the next request is for XBI. XBI, let's type this in properly. Let's wait just a moment. I'll grab a swig of H2O, and we'll wait for this here to set up. So on a monthly time frame chart, you can see a TD9 count bottom. That formed 3 months ago. So you've got a valid bottom at TD9 count, breakout resistance, 89.45, this top with a TD9 count. The weekly chart suggests that you could get a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern, but we won't know. It's only Wednesday. You won't know until Friday. If you get the bullish reversal candle, then the answer is yes, you would have that signal. Now, the key area here is going to be the oscillator and change line, which is printing right now at about 91.13. So is that it? Let me make sure. Yeah, 91.14. So price would really need to close above. Let me just expand this chart out. Price really needs to close above that weekly red oscillator and change line to give you a signal of a bottom out there. For the daily time frame, what do we have? Let's pull this open here. You still have a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom that formed on February 24th, and price is trading inside its daily profile. So your resistance level for XBI on a daily time frame is going to be 91.69. If price were able to close above that, then you'd be looking at 98.97 as its move. Just looking to see if there's anything of significance here, and really not too much that I see as well. So that's those three symbols, and that was from yesterday, and thanks so much for your patience. Let's go to today's questions out here. You've got one from David H. David from Tomball, Texas. He says, please look at New Park Resources. NR is the ticker symbol. So let's get that rolling here. And it says the stock is in the oil services sector. Can you please identify overhead resistance areas and validate an A to B equals CD up, forming for the weekly time frame out there? So we'll do that. I'll do that on another chart out here. But as we take a look at the 8-panel charts for NR, Again, that is New Park Resources. So on the monthly time frame chart, you're above the top of the profile. I don't see any kind of a topping signal. This suggests a further move higher. Now, its eventual target over time could be 774, the TD9 count breakdown level. Let me see here. Did we get? Yeah, you did. This has on a weekly basis. This formed a TD9 count the week of February 18th. All that transpired was testing of its green oscillator and change line. And now this week, it looks like you're going to negate that pattern. So on a weekly basis, I know you want to look at the A to B equals CDT upside, and I see it here. But you now have a TD9 count strong momentum move indication based upon negating. That's assuming that it closes above the high from the week of February 18th, and that high was $3.94. On a daily time frame, I don't see any kind of a bottoming signal, so everything here looks pretty good. I'm going to look at I'm still going to do it on my other chart instead of switching back and forth, if you don't mind. And the A to B equals CD pattern, which you can visually see on the weekly basis out here, that's going to give us a 1-to-1 price projection of 452, basically about the high of the week. The high of the week so far is 449. But I don't see a top. You need a bearish. We'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading market and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Let's answer David's specific questions. The specific question was, where's overhead resistance? Overhead resistance is at 640. That is a TD9 count breakdown level for the weekly time frame. So that's your overhead resistance level. His other questions were, could I draw the A to B equals CD, and where are the B to C patterns? out here. There's really two A to B equals CDs that are present. And that's the weekly chart. I'm just going to expand this up, and you'll see the two. Well, maybe you won't. I'll have to draw them in right now. So let's draw on the large one. The large one would start with the swing point down here on the week that began October 26, 2020. The B point is the week that began March 8, 2021. Now, the volume there was 4.1 million shares. You're already at 4.5 million shares. So that's your confirmation on the large A to B equals CD. That would give you a price projection of 530. I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to add another A to B equals CD. That's the one that I was referring to earlier, and that's where I would start with the C point as the A point. So it's the week of August the 16th. That's your A point for the small one. The B point is going to be October 4th. The volume was 2.6 million. You're already above that with 4.5. So you now have a second, and the C point here would be November 29th low. Now, that's made the 1-to-1 level out there. So if you did get a bearish reversal candle, that would confirm a sell the D point. Otherwise, price should go target the 504 to 530 area. And of course, your overhead resistance, I believe that was at 640. So David, that should answer your questions. Thanks so much for your email, and have a wonderful Wednesday. By the way, folks, I won't be able to do a show tomorrow or Friday. So this is it for the end of the week out there, but I'll be back Monday in the regular and normal time slot. Ken writes in, hey, Ken, nice to hear from you. I believe this is Ken in Kansas. Could have that wrong. And Ken wants to take a look at LLNW. So since I'm on the black background screens, let me just get that going here. And actually, give me a moment. Is that correct? LLNW. There we go. Yeah, it's Limelight Networks. And the question is just to review it. So from a review standpoint, price above the top of its daily profile, bullish. Price above the top of the weekly profile, bullish. Price above the top of the monthly profile, that would be bullish as well. So let's pull over the daily, weekly, and I just have the 30-minute time frame charts here for LLNW. And on a daily basis, we can see that you do have wave number 7. That's letter G. Now, in order to confirm that 7th wave move top, you need to see a lower high tomorrow. If you get that, could be a top, but price above the top of the daily profile. Remember, I said that's bullish, and as long as price remains above that level, that's 446. Then you're really more neutral. Now, what we can see here when we look at the daily time frame chart is there was a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal, Ken, that was triggered yesterday. Today, at the moment, at 1:33 in the afternoon, you have a bearish shooting star candle. I don't know what it will look like at 4. If you do get a bearish reversal candle, such as the shooting star, then you really have a neutral signal, but you have a top. And the question is, will 446 hold? If it does not, you would expect and anticipate a move back to 418. But right now, the signal is neutral to bullish until we get the confirmation of today's candle session. On a weekly basis, what we don't have out here is any kind of a topping pattern. Really none whatsoever. Last week, the week before, price pulled back, tested the oscillator and change line that had recently changed colors. So the weekly time frame is giving you a bullish signal. So Ken, it boils down to the daily time frame. If it generates a bearish reversal candle, you still have price above, right? Is price above the top of the profile, 446? Is it below it? And is it above the green oscillator and change line of 418? That really gives you the neutral type signal. But otherwise, everything looks pretty bullish for LLNW. You had a second request, which was to take a look at PayPal, PWPL. Here's the daily time frame. Let me just see what PayPal has in the daily time frame. The daily time frame shows a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom signal, but no bullish reversal candle. And price is below the bottom of its daily profile out here. A counter trend move inside of PayPal should find resistance at 105.45. What happens if it doesn't find resistance there? Well, then, its next zone, the secondary defense, is sitting at 112.02, the top of the daily profile. If price can take out that secondary level, 112.02, then you can get a move up to 139.90. I'll put up PayPal in the black background charts for you momentarily. Let's see if there's anything there. Again, ticker symbol here is PYPL. Of course, I say that to you just so that I knew it's going to take a little bit of time, just for a strategic pause, but I wasn't expecting it to take this much time. But now that we're here, PayPal, yeah, I really should get that on the other chart. So PYPL, let me get that fired up. But you got price below the weekly profiles, the daily profiles, the monthly profiles out here. I just want to understand if the weekly or monthly has any kind of a bottom signal here for Ken. So let's pull up the weekly chart. Let's populate the weekly chart. And the answer is it does have a TD9 count. Now, it is this week. That is the week of the bar following bar number 9. So it's going to be this week's low that's going to be your key threshold level. This does suggest on a weekly basis we should see a move to its oscillator and change line. It's currently printed at 125.18. Back to the daily. But you've got these battles, so it's not going to be an easy push. And it's not an easy buy signal because we don't have a confirmation on the daily time frame. That always makes me say, something to think about. If we take a look at the monthly time frame, no bottom signal, but price is pushing back to a key level of support. That's 89.88. So I don't really think we have a clear signal out here. The weekly is the one that's giving you the best. You'd like to see some type of confirmations, Ken, coming from the daily time frame. We just don't have that as we speak right now. So I do hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for taking the time to write in. The next question. Give me a moment. Let's get this moved over here. The next question is coming in from Naomi K. Nope, that's not. That was a different email. Sorry about that, Naomi. It's coming from Brent in California. Brent says, Steve, can we please take a look at Nordic American tankers for re-entry? And so we can. NAT is a ticker symbol. NAT. Let me get this on. What charts am I showing? Jeez Louise. The black background. Okay. So we take a look at Nordic American tankers, Brent. Price right now is back below the top of its, it's back below the center of its profile. And it's trading into this gap. So you had a nice big wide-ranging bar. This was a breakout. This was on February 28th. The bottom of the gap is 204. The top of the gap is 195. You had volume on that trading session, Brent, of 22 million. You're pulling back today with 4.2 million shares. So we're looking for buy areas. One buy area is at the bottom of the gap, which was the 204 level. Another buy area is 193. That's the bottom of the profile. Let's see why didn't that take? Son of a gun. Let me try doing this. NAT. That didn't work. This will take just a moment to populate. So I guess I've got to tell you a story. Let me actually read Brent's question here. See if there's I prefer a fill of the gap around 195. Yeah, I get that. Although that will put it below the LUO, which is now green. Any other levels to the downside that I can identify as potential buy zones? So great question. Let's go take a look at the white background charts. And one of the points that Brent is making, so you see this oscillator and change line, it's green, and price is pulled back, and so far it's tested and rejected that. So you have a valid TD9 count top, bar number 8 on March the 1st. Price is pulled back, and it is, well, it's just testing. It's just sitting on that green oscillator and change line. So let's further answer Brent's questions as soon as we get back from the screen.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So Brent's looking for some buy areas inside of Nordic American Tankers. So the one level he picked out was the top of the gap. That's the 195. You can see at 193. You've got the daily bottom of its profile. So that's certainly one range. As we were going to break, we did mention that prices pulled back to test that green oscillator and changed on. As long as price remains above this level, which is basically 207 where we're trading right now, that is another buy area. So depending on the aggressiveness, you may want to ladder into this because you're at one buy area now. Your price closes below that. The 193 or 195 area becomes the second buy area. And for the third buy area, really be the third or fourth, what I'm going to do, Brent, is see Nordic American Tankers for the last 2 weeks, this is now the third week, has been trading above the top of its bearish structured profile. So let's say this has further downside action out here. A counter trend move to the downside would find support either at 173 or 184. So those are really your buys levels, 173, 184, 193, and basically we're trading right now at the 207, 206 area. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks much for writing in, and have a great weekend as well. This next question is coming in from Eddie. He's a local here in Boca Raton, and he says the volume on the Qs and Apple is dismal, even though price is moving higher. So what do I have up on my screen? The black background charts. Let's go take a look at our index ETFs, and we can take a look at what the volume metrics on these look like for each of the four. That would be the SPYs, the Qs, and that's really what Eddie was asking about. So here we'll open up the Q. What do we know about the QQQ? Much like the NQ. Eddie, it's just trading and consolidating with inside the swing point from February 24th. So it looks like nice price moves, but really it's done as not too much. There's nothing to get excited about. And yes, volume is dismal. 40 million shares as we speak right now. As price was pulling back yesterday, as an example, you had 116 million shares. We're more than halfway through the trading day. And the low was 130 million shares on February 24th. Now, price is back inside its daily profile. Eddie, this is the exact opposite of what Brent and I just looked at on the weekly chart for Nordic American Tankers. Here is an example of a two-bar close below the bottom of a bullish structured profile. If this is just a counter trend move, where price should really find resistance, is between 329.91, we're above that right now, and 337.67. And that still is below the high, which is 341.04 of that February 24th swing point. So, yes, it is dismal. Your text is so small. My eyes are good. They're just not that good. Does this indicate a false breakout? I've not used the word breakout at all. Nada, zip, zilch, nada. So, you don't have the volume yet. Now, look, you have bottoms coming out of bottoms, and this could be a bottom out here. I'm not totally discounting that because we still have valid bottoming signals for the ESNQ, the YM, and the Russell 2000 for their daily time frames. And when you do come out of bottoms, you typically have tepid buying out here, light volume to the upside. But look, let's just use things one step at a time. We've got other analyses that we can use. Trading inside the February 24th swing point, that doesn't float my skirt up really too much, and I still have to go with 337.67. Should be the extent of the move. Doesn't guarantee it, but should be the extent of the move. Now, you also mentioned Apple, so let me put the Apple chart up on the screen out here. In the case of Apple, it only had one day yesterday below the bottom of its bullish structured profile, so we don't have the exact same set of signals. Although price is trading up into the center of that bullish structure profile, 162.67, but it's not the Stevie 2-bar move below it. So I can't really say that this is where a counter trend rally would end. It could end, but not doesn't have that same emphasis that the QQQ series ETF. Now, if price were able to close above 162.67, Eddie, that would, even though it's on light volume, that would suggest a move up to its prior swing point from March the 3rd. That's anywhere between 165.55 and 168.91. So that's what I see when I take a look at the Apple one. Let me pull over the Apple chart as well. We got the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. And so the daily would really need to close above its red oscillator and change line to suggest that there's any kind of action here. And that level is going to be 162.91 or thereabouts. This price moves higher, that 91 will switch a bit. Just have a consolidation inside the weekly, so nothing more to report there. So, Eddie, thanks so much for taking the time to write in, and have a wonderful Wednesday. Our next question may be the last question that I've got inside the email system out here, coming in from JT in New York. JT says, hey, Steve, can you please take a look at the U.S. dollar euro and tell me if the dollar has topped against the euro? Thanks. All right, that's going to require a change of screens out here. So give me a moment to do the hocus pocus dominocus. Is that true? Is it hocus pocus dominocus? What does dominocus mean? It's just a magic word, isn't it? Who cares what it means? Let's go take a look at the euro. Now, I'm going to do this by taking a look at the currency pairs that make up the U.S. dollar index, because really that was the question: is the U.S. dollar index topped? But your specific question was about the euro. So let's open up the euro screen. Euro US dollar. The price is right now trading into a key level of resistance. That key level of resistance is that red oscillator and change line. Do we have any kind of bottoming signal out here? You did have that wave number 7. That is letter G. You can see that at the bottom. You got a higher low yesterday, so that confirmed the pattern. Now, if price can close above this red oscillator and change line, that's at 1.106. That would suggest a further move higher. I probably have to open up the multi-time frame charts for the euro. I can't do that now because I know that will take just a bunch of time. How would I do that? Now, let's answer your specific question, which was, has the U.S. dollar index topped? Because these other currency pairs, the yen, which is moving higher right now, that means that it is weakening, so the U.S. dollar is getting stronger. Okay. The Great British Pound, there is an A to B equals CD to the downside that looks like that is confirming, and because we've got a Three River Morningstar pattern, looks like, and that requires a close in the half of this down bar from 2 days ago. To get that bullish signal, it says it wants to strengthen. U.S. dollar index weaken, and its strengthening should take it to 132. And really, JT from New York, to answer the question about the U.S. dollar index, you really do need to take a look. Even though the euro represents, 57%, you still got to take a look at the loonie, Canadian dollar. You've got to look at the Swedish krona, the Swiss franc, although those two represent probably about 6% maybe of the total indice. But the top four, the euro, the yen, the pound, and the Canadian dollar, you've got to take a look at. But to answer your question right now, we do not have a topping pattern inside the U.S. dollar. Does not mean that it hasn't topped. I probably could come up with an A to B equals CD to the upside. So let's say that we can, and it looks like you're going to get a Three River Evening Star now. The key here, let's just expand the chart out for you, is the green oscillator and change line. For the U.S. dollar index, that is at 97.86. 97.86. The chart will answer your question. Has this topped? If you get it closed below that, you at least have a short-term perhaps intermediate term top, and that could take price back to 96.62. 95.65 would be the numbers. But right now, price has held the key level of support. I do not know whether this support level will hold, but those are the parameters. So you really don't, let's say you've got a sell the D point pattern. The signal here is neutral, and it remains neutral as long as price remains above 97.86. So JT from New York, I hope that answers your question, and thanks so much for taking the time to write in. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We've got the Dow. She is trading, where is she trading? The Dow is trading up 623 points, and the S&P's up 100. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So to finish off the show, let's go take a look at this chart out here. This is in honor of Bud Rolfs. Those of you that are longtime listeners of TFNN, you know that he was the primary trading range boundary king out there and really looked at both diagonal and horizontal trading ranges. This is the chart, a weekly chart here for the Dow. Takes us back actually before the 2009 bottom, but that's where the price channel starts. So I've connected the 2009 bottom with the COVID low from back in March of 2020. And then it's pretty easy. Once you have that line, you can see you had a whole series back here in the 2015 timeframe during this consolidation process that really set up the top of that price channel. And then each other price channel is just going to be equal in range as those two channels out there. I've added those next two channels in dashed lines. So the primary ones were driven off of the bottom. Now, what's interesting here is we can take a look at where the Dow actually formed its top. And it formed its top based upon the second equal price channel to the one that was created, the solid one that was created with those solid lines out there. Kind of interesting. Now, the green lines are horizontal trading ranges. Those are established by trying to find the largest number of co-located opens or closes. Co-located meaning it doesn't matter whether it's an open or a close. We're just looking for the body of the candle. And then from there, we find the two largest areas of concentration. Well, you can see there was 186 down here at the 10.558 level, and there were 65 down to the 79.36 area, and those set up the weekly horizontal trading range boundary lines. Well, just so happens that where the Dow ran into resistance was at a horizontal trading range and a diagonal one. Now, what I'm expecting and anticipating is a move lower into the 31.530 area. That would be the horizontal trading range as well as the diagonal. So that's what we'll be looking at. We didn't get a chance to take a look at Goldilocks, but I'll leave this chart up here for those of you inside the Tiger's Den. And you can see that where gold stopped yesterday was right at another diagonal trading range boundary line. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Folks, have a wonderful Wednesday. Remember, I won't be here tomorrow or Friday, but stay tuned. You've got your favorite polar bear up next, and Tom O'Brien will take us on home. Have a wonderful Wednesday, folks.